Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? As the live stream says, we're gonna be doing GPT plugins and stuff like that. I've already been playing around with GPT plugins and web browsing, and it is crazy powerful. And yeah, I think it's going to fundamentally change how ChatGPT is used and the ability of ChatGPT, just because it's ridiculously crazy that you can incorporate plugins with it. And web browsing. Of course, we knew that was all possible with things like LangChain, using agents and tools, but it's in the the founder itself, the one that popularized it for everybody, which is ChatGPT. So the fact that it's here and now that we're starting to get access to it is pretty crazy, and I'm excited to show it off and use it and stuff like that. So I've already been playing around with it a little bit. So let's just go through what I've been. Let's just go through some previous conversations. So here's one right here. This was just simple web browsing. Who played in the Super Bowl 2023, and also who did the halftime show? City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles. And halftime show was by Rihanna. So cool, nothing too crazy. Good old standard stuff. Then I went a little bit deeper. Here's some enabled plugins. This one is like a mock Hawaii trip or something like that. I have a budget of 5K. I want to go to one trip week trip to Hawaii from California. And so here I used this is like a table one, Expedia and Kayak. I think it could still use a little bit of fine tuning, but for the most part, it helps you plan it. So I just use some cities here, Honolulu and Maui, and continue going on here. Wants to know some details. I gave it some details, and then it uses Expedia to find some hotel options. So cool, gives me the average nightly prices, rating, and star. And then it said these are all over 500, anything cheaper, and then it gives me some other stuff that are cheaper. Okay, and then I asked for some attractions, and it gave me some attractions from Expedia, and it gives me links to all of them as well. So I could click on one and it'll bring me to the Expedia page where I can actually look at it. So that is awesome, because now I could just book if I wanted to. Next one that I did was Tesla stock analysis. I think these could still use some. It could still use some work, for stock analysis. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but yeah, I asked it for Tesla. It's able to use this Savvy Trader plugin to get some information, the current stock info, company fundamentals, market sentiment, AI assessment. It actually got this 100% correct. The stock was this price when it looked it up. The volume and all this was correct, so that is pretty cool. And then it brought up the most recent SEC filings and earnings for Tesla, and gave me all these things here, and gives me more. It gives me like analysis and a whole analysis of it and all this stuff like this. It gave me a score of 224 out of 1,000, which isn't too much. So yeah, it said don't invest, and then I said I wanted to see if it could, if they achieve self-driving, able to implement it successfully, what would the hypothetical evaluation of Tesla be? And it said it wasn't able to give me a hypothetical, basically. And yeah, and now this is incorrect. I don't know where it actually pulled this one from, but yeah, these numbers were I mean, the price of the stock when it referenced here was off of what it told me up here. So I don't know if it used something on the internal side of it, but it's this current price here. Yeah, so I'm not actually sure what went here. Maybe that's some additional market analysis things that I don't know of. And then yeah, I just continue asking it some questions about that. I did another one and to try to see if it would be able to give me price for a self-evaluation. And yeah, it gave me some things that might occur if Tesla's able to do self self-driving, and it said it gave me some estimates of 60%, so it might increase Tesla's price by 60%, bringing it up to 871 billion. So that was just some fun market analysis. I don't know if I would trust it with your money yet, but who am I to judge? I actually don't know how my volume sounds, so maybe I move my mic closer. My values are showing kind of low. Okay, next one I did was another travel one. This one is looking for a van rental. So I'm going on a 2-week vacation. I need a van to fit 5 people. Can you find me the most affordable options to rent nearby Sacramento? And it gave me some affordable options. So I don't know if $586 per day is affordable in my opinion, but I did specify van, and I personally wouldn't call this affordable. I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. I wouldn't call that affordable. I'd say something, around 100, 150 would be closer to the affordable range. It's a very vague question. And then I said, that's too pricey, give me the cheapest options. And it gave me the cheapest options. So Kia Soul, Ford Fiesta, Kia Rio. Yeah, these are all 5-seaters, but now that's too cheap. And it's not taking into context, I need a van to fit 5 people, and it's not taking into context 2 weeks of vacation. I'm going to need luggage space, etc. So that's too cheap. And then I said, can you give me something that's a van around $150 a day? And it says this Mercedes-Benz Sprinter is still the only one. So what I ended up doing was saying, give me SUVs or trucks around $150. And yeah, this one gave me a little bit better stuff in my opinion. Super Forester, Toyota CHR, Honda Santa Fe, Ford Edge, Honda Ridgeline. All of these things are closer to the affordable range. In my opinion, and they're big enough to fit like 5 people. So if we even just click on them, now you can actually go to the Turo page of these listings, and you can see what you're getting, what you're renting. So this is actually pretty cool. If I was renting a car, I might actually use ChatGPT to find some stuff. Because yeah, these are all pretty cool, pretty nice, and affordable options, So, let's see, some other things. So here is, I used ChatGPT to help me answer one of my comments on YouTube because I had no clue what everything exactly was. So recently someone commented on my YouTube feed about questions on Silver's SVC, and I just literally gave the entire comment. And then it helped me find some answers to the questions. So let's take a look at the browsing. If you see what it does here is it goes into the Silver's SVC README page here, and it also goes into it clicks into the README page, which it didn't need to do that if you could just read down here. But scrolled down a little bit more, did some reading, clicked on a YouTube page. I actually don't know what this YouTube is. Tutorial Silver's SVC trading model. I actually don't know if I watched this one. So it gave me a YouTube or it searched a YouTube video for it, searched some Reddit options for this. So it's actually able to browse Reddit sometimes. So here is a Silver's SVC Reddit page, and then it was able to give me some of these things here. So so that was nice. And then I gave it some additional context for the configuration file just to see if it could find additional things. And yes, it was. So it was able to answer some of these things: vectors per token, gradient accumulation per step, and trading at a slower speed, which I knew this last one, but I just wanted to see how much it could find out. And then the next one was a meal planning one. So I actually did, in fact, use ChatGPT recently to do some meal planning for some slow cooking, because, why not? So I need a meal plan 5 days a week. Let me cook it in slow cookers to be able to mix all the ingredients at the beginning and just sit there and cook. Each recipe should be feed 5 adults with and will be served with rice. Since we are an Asian household. Please ask any clarifying questions with that step by step. Blah blah blah. Give me the clarifying questions. Answer the questions. And here we go. Here's the 5-day thing. Don't want the lab and vegetarian option. Try substituting for other stuff. Oops, I yelled at it. And they gave me these. Cool. So now it gave me these recipes, and then it gave me an Instacart of it. So if we actually click this Instacart, we have an Instacart to all of these. So here are the I didn't realize this, but it actually chose this Kinder sauce as the Worcestershire sauce, which it's not. But yeah, it gave me a Instacart for it. So that was pretty cool. I wish there was a plugin for Amazon Fresh, because I've used Amazon Fresh recently. And yeah, that was pretty cool. So it can, create meals for you. And then I wanted to do a review of Vivi, the anime. So I used web browsing features for this. Let's see if oh, none of them are actually in here. Redundancies, initial thoughts. Hold on. Initial thoughts. Okay, so yeah, so just asking some questions about Vivi, and here it was able to search a Wikipedia synopsis, art and animation review, music analysis, song themes analysis, societal relevance, and all these cool little things. It was able to search up for the anime and give me some information on it, so that was pretty nice. Here I used the Speak plugin. I asked, here are 2 words, and how do you pronounce them? And use Speak, which is, I believe, it's like a language learning plugin, and Speak, the app, I think is supposed to be targeted towards language learning. So here is I think this is it Onna? I don't know. Yeah, no, Onna is actually just this one here. So I don't know where I got this. Maybe that's the whole thing, but I believe it's supposed to be pronounced Jolse, or I could be wrong. Yeah, it's supposed to be pronounced Jolse, but that's okay. Let me see. Translation, Japanese, context. Interesting. Okay, so here, this is actually, I didn't realize this when I first read it. But this here is actually ChatGPT adding additional stuff onto it and basically interpreting what the plugin said. So it actually got this kanji reading wrong. So it's supposed to be Jolse instead of Onna. Onna would be like this kanji right here. And I just browsed through here real quick to see if Speak gave the incorrect response, but it didn't give the incorrect response in here. So that was interesting. And this also is wrong. It says this is pronounced Otoko, but this is Dansei, as we have here. I'm pretty sure this is the same case that it tried to take. Yeah, tried to take some other stuff. Dansei. Yeah, so it tried to take the stuff that it got from Speak and interpret it, and it just ended up producing the wrong answer. So this is not pronounced Otoko. I wanted it to read it out, or to give me a file that I could, read out, but it didn't. So maybe this is an issue with the plugin, so we'll move around. We'll move to a different one. Here I wanted to ask about this viewership analysis plugin. So this one was Video Insights is what I believe this one is called. So I have it here. So I asked the different things that this selected plugin could use, and I wanted it to give me some insights for one of these videos, and it gave me the title of the video, gave me a description, gave me the tags, published, license, made for kids, duration, and then the statistics. And it said, I believe this is just a limitation of this plugin, but you can't do anything longer than 10 minutes, unfortunately. Thank you for tuning in, Cartoon. I do have access to the GPT-4 API, so yes, I have been using the GPT-4 API. I incorporated it into my implementation of Smart GPT, and talked a little bit about that in the YouTube video where I released the Smart GPT thing. I only have access to the GPT-4 API for 8K, so yeah, not 32K yet. And then lastly, another thing that I asked was see if you could help me figure out the evaluation, how to do an evaluation for OpenAI, and this is actually pretty interesting. So let's take a look at the first case. So I asked if it could figure out how to do this, and I gave it a link to the GitHub page for OpenAI's evaluation. So if we actually just go to search up OpenAI evals, let's see if we can pull up a page. So here we have the actual page of the OpenAI evals, and it wasn't able to load the page, unfortunately. So that is one issue that I've noticed with the browser option, is that for whatever reason, sometimes it just goes into infinite loops where it just can't read something like this GitHub one, for example, and it says, yeah, it didn't give me anything useful. So here's the second one. I basically just asked it if it could go to the page itself, and it was able to do that. I was in the process of working on an evaluation, and then I got access to GPT-4, so I just stopped. Do I intend to do one? Maybe if I have time. Yeah. So, yeah, the fact that they just gave me access to it, I was like, well, no longer need to do an evaluation, as that was my main goal, but I still might want to contribute to evaluations, so yeah, that is a to be determined now. And this to finish off this prompt here, or this little session here, it says it did a little bit better trying to get some stuff here, but it still kind of ran into some issues for it here. And then it just said go to the evals GitHub repository, and it says go read their stuff. So that is correct. It's I wouldn't say it's the most straightforward instructions, but it's good enough to get you started, and then you take a look at the actual implementation of the evaluations, and that gives enough context on how to do an evaluation. So yeah. What else do I have? Retrieval based. Oh yeah, and then some people asked me about if I looked up RVC. I did look up RVC, but I wanted to ask to see what GitHub was able to figure out. So so here is what I asked. What is retrieval-based learning in reference to voice AI training models? Some of it's SVC, blah, blah, blah. Someone using the acronym RVC, but I don't know what it means. And it wasn't able to find anything, so that sucks. And I think it's because it couldn't browse. So I don't know what the issue was with that one there. And yeah. So I use GPT-4 a lot, or I use GPT a lot to help me find answers as well. And the fact that now it can ask the internet and access the internet is awesome. I am super stoked, super excited. Can't wait to see what else it is able to do. Now, with that out of the way of just going over what I have previously done, we'll probably just go through here and check out some of the plugins. Back to your comic cartoon. I don't think, yeah, I would agree with you to say that it's not the most straightforward, but the easiest way would be to go look at the evaluations and try to run some of the evaluations, as that kind of gives you more of a overview of kind of the formatting of it. Eventually, once I finish up doing an evaluation, I do want to do a YouTube video on it, because I don't see any, there's no YouTube videos on how to do an eval, so I think that would make a nice video. Alrighty, and then, so the plugins, there are plenty of plugins here. So what's interesting about plugins is that they're releasing new things every day. So when I first got access to plugins, there were only 11 pages. So now we have 16 pages, and that's pretty awesome. So let's just go through here and see if we can find anything interesting. I'm not too big of a fan of the plugins that are like stock analysis ones, but yeah, let me see. Health Misc, Hubbub, search across all platforms. High quality eval, it's so dumb. I think it's such a vague term. Like, what is a high quality eval? I actually don't know what I would classify as a high quality eval. I just went to go look back, or I just went to go look at some of the evaluations that were accepted, and usually, you know, what I gauged, kind of guessed just on those is like anything that the GPT 3.5 models or 4 models struggle to accomplish, but they should be able to accomplish. It's kind of like for example, mine was going to be safety. So if you ask it to tell you how to create a bomb, it shouldn't tell you how to create a bomb, right? So that is, but it does in a lot of different circumstances. You are able to trick GPT 3.5 and 4 to give you the technical ingredients and instructions on how to create a bomb. So the GPT-4, you know, evaluation would be writing the prompts for it, writing what the expected answer is, and seeing how well GPT actually does on it. So that was kind of going to be what mine was about, as that is safety. And then the other ones are like math related questions, like some logic questions. I think they were looking for, but yeah, no, that was kind of it. So if you wanted, I would say safety is probably maybe the easiest one, maybe not, I don't know, to try to, like, quote unquote jailbreak GPT. So that was what I was gonna try to do with it. Well, the beauty of it, so GPT-4's filters, quote unquote, get stronger. But the open source community is huge. So if the open source community is, or think of it this way, so you use GPT-4 or you use GPT, and cool, it gives you all the good stuff. But if they add quote unquote too much safety to it, it's going to render it less powerful and less universal. Then if they add their own filters to it, it's going to make it just not as good as it is currently. So that's where open source comes in. But me personally, I don't think you should be able to use GPT-4 to give you instructions on making bombs and drugs. So that is why I wanted to do an evaluation on it. I mean, all that stuff you can find on the internet, but you know, that's the point of the safety eval. Read or find real academic papers. Oh, this is cool. Let me install this one. Become a better decision maker by. Oh, absolutely. You know, the fictional side of things, I think it's kind of dumb. Well, I think that is where there's the whole fine line between like what do you accept and what do you not. And so that one I have really no comment on, because there are a lot of like simple things that shouldn't get blocked that I have gotten flagged on for GPT-4. It's like, your prompt may be dangerous or whatever, and I'm like, I'm just asking a simple coding question. How is this dangerous? But like, yeah, fiction, you know, if it gets a little too restrictive, you won't be able to do any type of effective fiction or anything like that, because a lot of fiction is quite violent and gruesome. And you know, like, take anime for example. Anime is pretty crazy in some aspects, you know, so much so that maybe it might get blocked on ChatGPT. And I've had it block some things by just throwing in quotes. So yeah, I think that's a tough question. That's a tough line to draw. But I don't think we're too far from getting any type of large language model that's open source, that can run on your computer. I don't think we're too far from that. Unlimited music podcast. Why would there be this here? Financial tool, housing market, scrape content from web pages. Scrape content from web pages. That's interesting. We'll install that. Provide lodging and suggestions for. Get product recommendations from your local Amazon store. I don't need that. Amazon already does that. I think somebody touched on it on it might have even been Sam Altman himself. I think the more that they or somebody, I don't know who to quote here, but somebody said that the more you restrict large language models, the worse they become. And I completely agree. There's like the line between trying to filter things out versus, or I guess I could say, like, trying to get a very good trying to get the best model means that there's no filters. But that's not what a lot of the world seems to want. But that's where open source comes in. You'd be surprised, Cartoon. They're working on LoRa models that should be able to run on lower power devices. So that is what I'm excited for. I want to be able to run locally on maybe a Raspberry Pi or something, or throw it onto some robot to where it has the power of ChatGPT but runs locally. I think LoRa is only 7 billion. Or hold on, let me take it back. Some of the LoRa models, like Alpaca, I think were trained on 500,000 parameters. But the llama model that they're running is 7 billion. So I actually don't know if I have the terminology for that correct. It's a 7 billion parameter model trained on 500,000 different, fine-tuned on 500,000 different input and outputs. 100%. But if you can achieve 90% of GPT-3, if you can achieve 90% of GPT-3 with a model that is 1% of the size, that's pretty crazy, and that's what people are working on. But I personally don't think any model is going to, any small model at the current any small model right now is not going to outpower or outsmart any of these much bigger models, unfortunately. That just seems to be the science. But you can definitely fine-tune smaller models to be good enough for what most people need. Like Llama right now. Llama's open source, quote unquote, and they've got their 13 bill, 35, and 60 bill models. And so I think I haven't gotten to play around with Vicuna yet because I haven't found those Llama models. But once I do, that'll be an interesting thing to check out, are the Vicuna models. Create Pearl with UK. Don't do that. In the current state of technology, the 7 billion models get destroyed by GPT-4. I think we all acknowledge that. But the exciting thing is the research around smaller models. Because if you can make a smaller model as powerful as a bigger model, or achieve 90% of what a bigger model can, that is going to be many times more efficient and many times more portable than big models. But yeah, no, GPT-4 is too smart. I haven't used anything that quite is as good as GPT-4. But maybe I gotta go try out. Maybe I have to go try out Palm 2 a little bit more. That's Google's latest version of it. But even then, that's a huge model as well. Find courses and content from leading universities to expand your knowledge. Oh, this is interesting. Next. Tool podcasts. Keymate. What is this? Like a dating? Apartment. For your use case, Cartoon, definitely you would want to use GPT-4, which I can see why the addition of additional filters on GPT-4 would be detrimental to your work. Because yeah, you want to have the best model, but you also don't want to have the best model that is handicapped. What I might see though are these not local runnable ones, but ones that you can run on like clouds, on cloud compute, and hopefully cloud compute gets cheaper over time. But a model that you can run on cloud compute that is big enough to be as smart as GPT-4, but also you're able to run it on your own cloud, would be, I think that would be pretty cool. Like if Google Colab was cheaper, you could probably pay for Google Colab Pro and run local models on there. Kind of like how people were doing with Stable Diffusion before Google Colab just completely ruined that. AI tool hunt. Okay, I'll take that. If they do ban them, I think other companies will swoop in. That's the whole beauty of capitalism. If one company does one thing that we don't like, other companies are gonna come in and innovate. Yeah, because there are definitely other cloud compute sources that can be used out there, but they're just all too expensive. I wouldn't say too expensive, but they're all just, you know, they're all just relatively expensive. Like I wouldn't want to be spending $100 on cloud compute just to run my own GPT model. I was like, I might as well just build my own my own little server at home if that's the price I'd have to pay. Real time. Create flashcards. Quick recall. Create flashcards of either of the space bed petition. That's interesting. I'll take that. Okay. I don't have an account, so we're not gonna do that. Thank you, Techie. Cartoon, have you taken a look at Open Assistant? That one was pretty cool. I took a look at Open Assistant, and I think their model was pretty strong. For being open source, I thought it was pretty dope. Ask questions, analyzing and parsing through YouTube videos by simply providing a YouTube URL. Okay, we'll take that. Plan fit. That's interesting. Klarna. Okay, what is Klarna? I have no clue what Klarna is. Klarna, Swedish company, financial services. Interesting. Okay. Track meals and gain insights for a healthier lifestyle. Show me. Create and edit diagrams. Okay, that's kind of cool. Fiscal note. Integrate stores so you can search for products. Create notebooks in Python, SQL, and Markdown to explore data, visualize. I think Google Colab. I was reading on this like last fall or something. They introduced a change, and it just made it exorbitantly more expensive. People used to be able to run like A100s and P100s on Google Colab just fine, and they introduced their new pricing and just made everything worse. Because yeah, there's only so much you can do with the free one, but the free, you can do quite a bit with the free. Yeah, Open Assistant's pretty cool. Create a short video from public stock footage based on your... Okay, well, that's kind of cool. GigaTutor. I think GPT already does well enough with that. Latest earthquakes in the Philippines. That is pretty specific. Accordingly, Sam Altman has zero stake in OpenAI. That's just what I heard. I heard that from AI Explains channel, and I blindly believe it. So I haven't taken a look at that. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. There is a lot of issues and things with AI regulation, because we don't know what it's going to do, or I wouldn't say that, we don't know what AI is capable of yet to the fullest extent. So to have legislation already being done on it, or to have no legislation on it, it's kind of like it's new waters basically. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see how things evolve over the next years. My intuition would probably be that, Sam Altman, maybe he's just a good dude. Maybe he doesn't want AIs to go rogue and accidentally start launching nuclear missiles like in Terminator. Yeah, there are too many AI dystopian future stories out there that kind of portray what could happen, but I'm just here on the sideline to watch how it all plays out, and in the meantime use tools and make cool stuff to utilize the technologies that are here at hand. Create a random creature. Okay. Ambition. I don't know if I would say that, because in the Congress sitting, I think it was along the lines of maybe companies with a certain amount of compute power, so to speak. So I don't know if the AI community, I don't know if the open source community has enough compute power to fall under whatever the legislation is, but big companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, OpenAI, though they would be a little bit more effective with that. I think the beauty of open source is that they're trying to create models both big and small. That's why I really think that the importance of these LLMs getting smaller and smaller, I think that is a very important aspect of things. Because yeah, if you can run a large language model locally on like something like a 1060, that would be pretty dope. That would be pretty awesome. A 1060 or maybe like a 2070 or something like that. Relatively affordable GPUs at this time. I think that would be pretty cool. Tabelog. Search global news and research papers. Okay, we already have that, actually. Ask your PDF. We'll take a look at that one. Zapier. Convert texts to ready-to-use audio. Oh, we'll take that. Okay. All right, done with looking at plugins. Language plugins. There is one called. There's this one down here. Speak. Where is it at? Speak. It's supposed to be, learn how to say anything in another language. An AI language tutor. I think this is the closest that there would be to a plugin. But there's nothing out there that exists currently to be able to talk to a quote unquote native. Now, if you were learning Japanese, I might have something for you, but Korean I have nothing for, unfortunately. Like my whole Vivi project, I envision being able to use in other languages, and it would be pretty nice to be able to use, to be able to speak to Vivi as well as kind of like a language tutor. Just kind of like I wouldn't even call it a language tutor, just a language buddy. Okay, X papers. Let's do some research. Okay, ask your PDF. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do here is look for papers on VITS, which is voice training, and see if we can find anything on there. Research involving VITS. Actually, let me go look that up real quick. VITS acronym, or VITS GitHub. Second. Would you be able to find something for? Would you be able to find some papers that discuss that use and discuss bits? And so, whoa, that came out real quick. Okay. Boost vision transformer with GPU friendly sparsity and quantization. Oh, it actually gave me the actual PDFs. VIT, not VITS. VITS. Let's see. I'm looking for the latest research involving VITS. I want specifically those that are targeted towards text to speech and voice replication. I have seen related ones. I don't know if I've seen Chinese, but if they're using GPT models, I don't think it's that hard to actually make one of those. Or I don't think it's that hard to make the responses. I do think it is a little bit more difficult to get the voices and whatnot, and maybe a face attached to it. Because yeah, obviously, if you're talking to an AI, you want it to sound realistic, and you also want it to appear like you're talking to somebody. You don't want to be talking to a blank screen. Fun ASR. Creating synthetic voices. Pre-enhanced speech with enhanced model and use data for it. Attacking multiple types of audio degradation simultaneously. Some papers. GPUs for low latency, high throughput GNN serving workload. These weren't what I wanted. Okay, I'm looking for the latest research involving AI text to speech. Specifically for being able to train a model based on voices and to be able to use these models to infer TTS. specifically for being able to. I'm looking for the latest research involving AI text to speech, specifically for being able to train a model based on voices. Give me a list of 10 papers that might be relevant to this topic. Alright, save, submit, done. Yeah, I totally get it. People don't want to anthropomorphize AIs. Totally understandable. But yeah, that's their opinion. I personally wouldn't mind if it can sound like a real person and kind of interact like a real person, because I wouldn't want to be hearing a robotic voice the entire time. That's just ear grating for me. Playlist. The playlist I'm using right now is a royalty-free playlist from Dover Syndrome. I do have a 3-hour, 25 message limit. But when you're doing responses, the message disappears from the bottom. So I really wish they added some type of counter, but they don't. Okay. Here are 10 recent papers related to AI text-to-speech and voice training. Now this is actually pretty cool. This wasn't what I was looking for, but I do need something like this as well. Going denser with open vocabulary, part segmentation. I do need something like this, actually. Oh, it's Facebook. Blip. Is it Blip? Oh, Clip. That's OpenAI's. I do need this. Okay, we'll save this. We'll save this for later. True teacher. I actually, so like, okay, so if I go to GPT-4 here, it'll say GPT-4 currently has a cap of 25 messages as every 3 hours. I actually don't know when they do their calculation, because I've definitely done over 25 messages in 3 hours before, and then I think it was because I went past like a 3-hour mark, and so it reset and allowed me to continue on. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't think it is based on congestion. I think that's for the free model. But if I'm doing actual like work, or if I'm using it for coding, I generally I'm pretty smart with it. So I'll usually use GPT 3.5 to do some dumb stuff, and then I'll switch over to GPT-4 to get better stuff if GPT 3.5 can't fix it. So that is also probably one reason why I really don't run into it that often. No, 100%. When Tesla releases their Tesla bot, if it's 20K, I'm going into some debt so I can buy one. So they're not here yet, but you know, they're coming. I would have it make me lunch or something. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, no, they're definitely, they're coming. For a second I thought you had it say go mow the lawn late at night. That would be I think your robot would get shot at night if it was mowing the lawn late at night. Well, I might as well just search it up. Tesla bot. Show some images. Hey, these are the Tesla bots. They're just like humanoid. They're humanoid droids. They're humanoid droids that Tesla is creating and coming up with. So yeah, they've got limbs and stuff. They got arms. They've got a head. They've got legs. So it walks kind of. Well, I wouldn't say kind of. It does walk and it can pick things up and move. So it's in its infancy stages. And with the speed technology is moving at right now, I can only imagine. Yeah, it'll be an interesting thing, interesting dynamic. Yeah, I think, you know, Tesla's going to be the first one to achieve these robots, and we are one step closer to Skynet. Okay, this is stupid. So all of these papers, none of them are related. It looks like just on their titles are related to AI text-to-speech, which is what I asked for. I asked for AI text-to-speech. So yeah, plugins. Let's try browsing. Let's try the browsing. All right, let's do the browsing. The browsing is the most interesting part. I actually prefer the browsing feature more than the plugins, because the plugins are just downright okay at times. Yeah, Elon Musk. Elon Musk's a funny dude. I thought that was kind of funny. He petitions to stop the development of more powerful models. I think that's important to note. More powerful models than GPT-4. So other companies, could come up, or I guess what they're saying is that we can figure out more time. We can have more time to figure out what to do with these AIs before they get out of hand. I think that's what the petition was for. But now he's coming up with his own AI company, which is kind of cool, kind of interesting to see how the big tech, or interesting to see how the how the big tech kind of flip-flops around on views and whatnot. I think it's kind of cool though, the robots. As long as we do robots safely, we won't have robots breaking down our doors and trying to arrest us or make humans extinct. So yeah, a lot to talk about. All right. Let's see what he says. Whoa, this is a long paper. Any speaker adaptive text-to-speech synthesis with diffusion models. Interesting. One malfunction, agreed. That's why we got to build in a safety switch. Yeah. I don't even think we'll... When it happens, I don't even think that we'll know that they are sentient. So... The guideline for what is sentient and what is not is just my opinion is it's like, how do you figure out what is sentient and what is not? The qualifications for it, the guidelines that you have to test for, all of it is just stuff that we've created. So yeah, I think it's a moving goal post on what defines it as sentient. I'm not saying it's sentient, but you know, I think we would need to set better guidelines for what we consider it is and what's not, what's AGI, what's not AGI. Enhancing Suno's Bark text-to-speech model, addressing limitations. Novel approach to improve performance of Bark, a transformer-based text-to-audio model by Suno by leveraging Meta's encoder. Oh, I've seen this one. This one's kind of creepy. It's
Miguel.
Ah, this one's broken. Text prompted generative audio with ability to clone voices. Suno. Why haven't I taken a look at Suno? If you want to clone a voice, just follow the clone. If you want to generate audio from text, follow. To create a voice clone sample, you need about... Haven't experimented with Suno. Okay, let me start. Okay, start. Come back to this later, actually. Oh, yeah. If they wanted strikes, that would be crazy. Which is interesting. Let me say. Which is interesting thing to think about. If you create a sentient AI, do you give it rights? That is a question to be answered by us a couple years in the future. If AI is able to experience feelings, do you give it rights? Right? because animals can feel. So that's where animal rights activists come in. So what happens when there's AI that can feel? Will we have AI rights activists as well? These are all questions to think about. Okay, Suno. I forgot about what Suno. Let's go take a look at Suno. Actually, I'll take a look at Suno after that. This live stream is for plugins. Plugins and web browsing. Okay, plugins. Let's go to a different plugin. Unlock the power of your PDFs. Huh, actually. Let me see if it okay, accept cookies. Not available for download. Ah, dang, we'd have to look at this. I wish there was a plugin that was like Ask GitHub or something like that. Can you access this GitHub and read it? No, it cannot. I know it cannot. I have to give it a PDF. Let's do we'll do Vit's GitHub. We'll go to the paper. Yeah, leave it to philosophy. Philosophy will get through it. And yeah, we'll figure it out as a human race. I wish I was in school right now, or I wish GPT had been released when I was in school. Trust me, there are countless hours that I spent trying to figure out why something works a certain way, that I don't know whether it would be better for me to search for it or to have just gotten a reasonable explanation from ChatGPT. And now that I've got that information, to now use it so I could make things faster. I honestly think that would have been a little bit better. But who knows? That is not what academia is for. You go into academia to research, ask questions, and find things out on your own. But I see it being very useful. Very, very useful. Alright. Let us go and ask ChatGPT about this. Can you give... Here is a PDF. Give me the executive summary of the paper and list out the most sentient points about it. I think I saw in the news recently that a professor failed an entire class of seniors because he asked ChatGPT if ChatGPT had written their papers, and he failed the entire class. I thought that was so dumb. And even in the face of proof, he still denied that some seniors used it. I mean, of course, some people did, but I think there's gonna need to be a lot of adaptation done to colleges and academics as a whole, to actually use GPT models to further enhance people's studies. Did it come up with those questions itself, or did it come up with the study guide itself, or was it something that you fed in? I was like, I honestly think GPT 3 and 4 are the best freaking study tools out there. Khan Academy is releasing their AI tutor, and I think an AI tutor is the biggest change to how academics is going to be, how you're going to be able to learn in school. It's going to be revolutionized by AI. That's what I think. AI detectors are so BS. They don't work. They AI detectors work for simple prompts and simple questions that you ask, but it can't handle GPT-4 when you ask it to edit things and change things up and rewrite it certain ways. It basically, when you start doing that, you're writing it yourself, because you're asking it to change certain paragraphs, and you might as well have just written it, but now you have an AI that's able to do it for you. I just think there are so many just so many redundant things that you do in college that can be sped up, that can be learned quicker, that would allow me to go for my major specifically, that would allow me to go straight into all the pertinent engineering courses my freshman year. I would prefer to have 6 engineering classes instead of 2 my freshman year and 4 general eds. I think that is those general education classes, while fun at times and informational, just wasn't the best usage of my interest, because I already knew I had an interest in engineering. The paper presents a novel parallel end-to-end text-to-speech method that aims to performs a proposed method. The results show that the method outperforms the best publicly available. Okay, the executive summary paper, blah, blah, blah. The limitations of current TTS models. VITS. The paper also discussed the variation in speech produced by stochastic duration predictor. The synthesis speed. Oh, well, that's cool. It got all the information from the PDF, so that is pretty nice. Let me see if we can actually pick out a specific thing. Monotonic alignment search. Could you give me any related formulas to the following title, to the following word in the PDF? Oops, I gave it the number. Oh well. Let's see, a U.S. history exam. Oh, that's pretty dope. That is real innovative. The addition of 11 labs is that's pretty cool. I could see that being very useful. Some type of real voice that is able to speak to you, that you're able to remember and basically talk to you about it, being very useful for classes. For me personally, I think the biggest front is going to be text-to-speech. Like, the better we can get AI to speak, I think the more people are going to listen to it. Which is why I'm looking for different ways to add high-quality text-to-speech to my Vivi models, to my voice assistants, so that we can have a good voice speak to you without having to spend big bucks on 11 labs. Because yeah, $5 only gets me 30k characters for 11 labs. All right. Apply normalizing flow on top of what factor as well as distribution. Oh, this is cool. You got it from here. Estimate an alignment in between between input text and target speech. Monotonic alignment. Oh, I think I messed up here. Yeah, I messed up in writing it, but that's okay. Okay, so I don't think I got this entirely correct, but I think it's close enough. It's got this a caret. Yeah, 11 labs is the best, like hands down. And they're also the most expensive. Gosh dang it. So expensive. So that's why I'm trying to find alternatives that that are good enough, that can be used until an easy to use text to speech open source project has been released. It's the same thing. The same thing got said twice. Okay. Oh, it just kept saying the same thing over and over. Whoa. Whoa, what's happening? It just keeps saying the same thing over and over. Oh my goodness. What in the world? I think I broke it. Okay, so this plugin kind of works. I guess you could use it. I guess I just keep letting it go. But yeah, there are ways to use AI to make it less detectable. It's where prompt engineering comes in. Okay, it's finally done. Jesus. Alright, so ASCII PDF does work, kind of. It just kept saying the same thing over and over and over again, so let's see what else we got. What else did I add? AI tool hunt. Chat with video. Oh, okay. Well, I want to chat with video. Let me chat. Let me go to my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Jared's Journey. Oh, who's this? That is not my channel. Let me go to YouTube. YouTube.com. Okay, go to my channel. Let us click a video. Alright, let me search this video up. No, trust me. Open source. I mean, yeah, if we were all made out of money, we would be buying the best stuff. But open source, we got to use what we got. So open source is good because it gets it out to everybody. The read PDF is kind of cool. I just like. I think we'll get to a phase to where there are, like, a year in the future, we're gonna have really good plugins for ChatGPT. Like, most of the bugs should be fleshed out, and all of the little things here and there will be fixed. So yeah, plugins at that time is going to be crazy. But prompt engineering can solve a lot of stuff. Oftentimes, I'm able to just get way more out of GPT-4 by crafting my prompts correctly and adding some things here and there, like, let's think through this step by step to be sure we have the correct answer, or please ask me a clarifying question so that we're better able to answer the question. Stuff like that goes a long way with these prompts. And I use those all the time, and it helps out a ton. Alright, let's talk about this YouTube video here. Can you give me some pointers about it? What? Alright. Can you explain to me how to debug the Google Colab? Whoa. What the heck? Transcript. So chat with video just gives you the entire transcript. Hello? Okay, that was a bad question. Give me the executive summary of the video and list out all of the most sentient points. Is it sentient? I don't think it's sentient points. Sentience? I don't know. It probably is sentient. Yeah, the adding images to GPT-4 is going to be crazy. What I'm more excited for is the GPT-4 code interpreter is actually out and existing. I'm very excited for the GPT-4 code interpreter to be released to me, so that I have access to it. The images part will be pretty cool. I would love to be able to use that just to test some things out. Because yeah, if you can feed it, if you can feed it the correct, if you can feed it an image and it's able to describe it back to you, that'd be pretty nice. I was like, Midjourney actually kind of does that. If you know what Midjourney is, you can actually use /describe, and it'll describe images to you. And what the heck happened? The video you've shared is a title to The Future of AI, Opportunities and Challenges. What? That's a lie. That's not correct. Okay, well, okay. Chat with video's not working. It gave me the wrong video. Boo-hoo. Yeah, prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is just a small little bit tedious. That's why like my best prompts I usually like save in like a Google Drive or Google Docs just to reference. And the what is it? Well, other than that, what I was gonna say is that I just store it in like Google Drive or Google Docs, and then other than that, I don't really worry too much about the prompt tokens limit because it's pretty high. So, oh, we're still live. My internet. We are still live. Did my internet drop? I don't think my internet dropped. Stream health. Stream is healthy. My internet did not drop yet. I am still good. I am still here. Okay, so talk with AI. No good. Or talk with video. Chat with video. Chat with video. We are still live, but I will be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. Alright, we're back. We are back. If you're still here, Cartoon, your last question. I don't go through 4K tokens that often. Not very often. 4K tokens is still quite a bit of stuff. 4K tokens comes out to about 3,000 words, and 3,000 words is like 3 to 4 pages, or 5 pages of text, I think. So that's still a lot. It's still a lot. Okay, creature generator. Let's go ahead and use creature generator. Okay. Can you generate a medieval knight? What? Wait a second. Creates a random creature and an image it for use in. Okay. Use the currently selected plugin to create an image, and then okay. Mountains. Using creature generator. Let's see. Plug in random creature, create a generation run command. Mountain Frost Wyvern. Okay, so this is for D&D, which I don't have too much knowledge of. Oh, it's a long URL. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Save the collection. What happens if I click save the collections? Ah, interesting. That's cool. I wonder if it goes to like some stable diffusion or something. Huh. Well, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I could see this being useful for like D&D or something like that. But that was a little misleading. It said creates a random creature. Oh, creature. I guess a knight doesn't count as a creature. Okay. I'm a budding student learning about AI and want to know more. More about machine learning, especially in how it pertains to GPT models. Some courses that teach about them. Alright, let's see what it says. Using edX. Machine learning GPT. Oh. Machine learning use cases in finance. Neural networks, reinforcement transformers, MLOps for scaling, tiny ML. Introduction to Data Science with Python by Harvard. Please note that while these courses cover... Oh, this is kind of cool. Okay. Oh, so these are actual courses that you enroll in, and then they're the free courses that you go through. I know how this works. Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. I found me some courses. I think I would have a better time using Google though to find those. Okay, edX. Ambition, search for millions of jobs nearby you. Let's say I am looking for some jobs nearby. Let's say I'm looking for some jobs in Japan that involve, I don't know, involve automation and robotics. Can you find me some jobs? I can definitely see that with 3.5. Sometimes 3.5 though does still give me an aha, wow, that's really good moment. Like some of the code that it still produces is like, wow, this just works off the bat, or it gave me the correct code immediately, and I'm like, wow, this is still pretty cool. But I do get more of that sense of like it's really thinking through things with GPT-4. Yeah, 3.5 kind of just goes immediately. It's like, boom, done. I don't mind it too much, though. I do like faster responses. Let's say, I don't know, Kanto. Let's say... experience, expertise in automation and robotics. Let's say mid-level. Let's see. No industry. No industry cares. Shinagawa. Oh, that's pretty cool. Ambition. Sync your resume with blah blah blah. Continue to the job. I just want to see the job. Talent.com, jp.talent. Oh, that's cool. So there's both in English and in Japan. Hiring immediately. Posted today. Oh, that's nice. Salesforce. Salesforce is Salesforce GitHub. This is Salesforce GitHub. I don't know if these are the same thing. Okay, cool. Excel Tech is at the forefront of technological exploration. Okay, cool. Shinagawa. Relationship between humans and robots. Okay. It's interesting. I don't think the AI hype is dying down anytime soon. Looking at these plugins to see if they're useful. Some of them seem useful, some of them don't. I assume not everyone has access to plugins yet, so that is my main motivation. I am going to be doing a YouTube video about plugins, so I just want to take a little bit more of a look at them before the video. Tokyo. Pretty sure these are not Kanto. I was like, I cannot see how AI can be stopped in school. I just don't see it. At least not in the United States. I don't see it getting stopped. If you're in the US, I don't see it getting stopped in the US. It's too much legislation that would need to go through for that. Ooh, let me do one thing. Can you give me a brief summary of all of the jobs? Give me a summary of all the jobs and list them out. Oh, now this is cool. Now this I could see being really useful for somebody looking for positions. Oh, I could see this being really useful actually. Like super useful. As long as ambition is good. Ambition. Job search. what is this one called? Ambition job search tool. Okay, let me just click on one of them. Remote ambition. Interesting. Now this I could see this being really useful. Somebody could just be like somebody could just be doing school, or someone just graduating could probably use a tool like this to find a job that they want. That is pretty cool. Okay. So ambition is useful. Ask Your PDF is pretty useful. edX seems useful. These other ones, Expedia, Fiscal, Instacart, Kayak, they're all useful. Turo is useful. Wolfram's cool. I haven't used Wolfram. Okay, there's one more that I want to try here. Yeah. And that sums it up. Nobody can detect for absolute with 100% certainty what is AI and what is not AI. There is there's just too much that can be done with the generative AI that can just bypass, certain measures. Because then you start drawing a fine line between, okay, what is AI and then what is human written? Because there are some people that write like AI. So what are you going to do? Punish those people? And the funny thing about AI detectors is that they generally perceive, if you write something more casually, it is less likely to perceive those as AI generated than if you wrote something that is more formal. Case in point is the U.S. Constitution. It said the U.S. Constitution, one of them out there, I saw like a meme or something, was like 40% written by, or like 70% written by ChatGPT, meaning either the founding fathers of the United States were time travelers and they actually had access to ChatGPT, or the GPT detectors are just a bunch of BS. I am going to go with the latter option. These ChatGPT detectors are just a bunch of BS. Text to ready to use audio. Download link. You to create a speech sample in a male voice that says, "Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be learning a lot of cool stuff." Hey, right? Grammarly AI is a thing too. Caught red-handed. AI. I honestly think teachers should use AI. It'll speed up a lot of things. That is what I can see being done. Do more time teaching than spending writing assignments and stuff like that. Your text has been converted into speech. You can listen to it by clicking on the following link. Your audio is ready.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be learning a lot of cool stuff.
This is terrible. This is... what types of voices can I use? Can please generate a sample of each one of those voices for me, please? Please generate a sample of each one of the male voices for me, please. I know, what in the world? Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, a little too robotic. Alright, let's see if we can produce a bunch of them. Yeah, 11 Labs is good. Too good. 11 Labs is so good that my expectation for text-to-speech is very high. The bar is very high. And even 11 Labs doesn't get everything 100% correct either. It's mostly there. Okay, nice. Oh, it's giving me a lot of generations here. That's nice. Alright, now we just sit and chill. Okay. Cookie TTS. Deep learning toolkit for text-to-speech, battle tested in research and production. Okay, Chris Evans.
This is Christopher Evans, an English, U.S., male voice.
Okay, Pedro Garcia.
This is Pedro Garcia, a Spanish, Spain, male voice.
Huh, they sounded the same to me. Speaker ID 583. He sounded exactly the same to me. Oh, they used to do a 10K and they brought it down to 5. Unfortunate. I do think the free version now you can actually use you can clone a voice too, so that's kind of cool though.
This is Rodrigo Costa, a Portuguese, Portugal, male voice.
These are all the same dude.
This is Seema Khan, an Arabic, Saudi Arabia, male voice.
These are all the same person. Hello, police.
This is Zixin Fan, a Chinese, Mandarin, simplified, male voice.
They're all the same people. Okay, this one is broken.
This is Maddie Niminin, a
Okay, I'm just gonna stop generating. Those are all bad. I think it's the plugin's fault, but we'll put it bad. I know, right? I would expect the Chinese voice to sound different than the Saudi Arabia versus the Portugal versus Spain versus US. But who am I to judge? I can only speak English. Who am I to judge? Oh, there's one more that I want. I want to test one more before I end today's live stream because I gotta go do some other stuff. Shoot, where's the one? Klarna. Looking to purchase a RTX 4090. Can you find me the cheapest price? Alright, Klarna, come on. Here are some options. Don't give me the specs, just give me the prices. Oh, that is cheaper than Amazon, at least. What's up? Welcome, Jared. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As a junior in high school, or junior in college? This is just my opinion, but I think you should just continue studying it. My reason is that a lot of people are saying that AI is going to take over computer science jobs. Okay, gotcha. Everyone's saying that AI is going to take over computer science jobs, yada, yada, yada. But what I really think is going to happen is people who know how to use AI are going to take over the jobs. So I would really look into it from the perspective of using AI as a tool, ChatGPT, all that fun stuff, and really use and leverage it to optimize your workflow. I use it a lot to, number one, explain things to me, code out certain things, and implement things that I may not have been able to do without extensive research. So a lot of cool things with it is that you can plug in documentation to ChatGPT and have it explain the documentation to you. So that helps out a lot. I think that, computer science, there's a bunch of different fields you can go into, or a bunch of different industries you can go into. I think it's needed almost everywhere. But it all depends on what you're interested in. If you're interested in like front end development, full stack, back end, all these different things. Oh, gotcha. Well, my sphere is pretty limited because I only know, for the most part, I only know Python and some C#. But if you just take a look at some of the big companies and focus on what they're using, then I think you'd be pretty solid. You'll always be in demand. Tesla, I know for a fact they use C++ and Python, so those aren't going anywhere. Python is used in a lot of machine learning, so you might want to do some Python. C++ definitely, C#. If you want to do anything Microsoft, C#. But yeah, there are a bunch of other stuff, other ones that are out there that are just a little bit beyond me that I haven't studied. Also, it also really depends on what you're interested in as well. It wouldn't make sense to go in and do web development if what you actually want to do is machine learning, or it wouldn't make sense to go into machine learning if you want to control robots and well, it might transfer over, but if you want to control robotics, you wouldn't want to do web development. Which is interesting because I think a lot of the sentiment of what I've seen in machine learning is that it's just very tedious, but it seems very lucrative now. It's paying off. A lot of the AI stuff is paying off. So Java, I'd say JavaScript is actually pretty useful. I haven't. I hear more JavaScript than Java, but yeah, I have no comment on Java. 14.99. Ace is tough. A 49 for 14.99, really? Interesting. Well, that is cheaper. But yeah, I wouldn't go into a field unless you're interested in, just to make a last comment on that one. Okay, Klarna. Cool. And then web browsing, there's a ton of different things that we can do with web browsing. I think for backend stuff, you need SQL for databases and whatnot. So, I was like, I think you might want to take a look at that as well if you haven't already. Let's see. But also don't quote me, because I'm not a backend developer. I don't have too much knowledge of what goes on behind the scenes. I might also say Python. I know a lot of people have. A lot of the sentiment that I've seen, at least on the internet, is that you shouldn't learn Python as your first programming language. But I don't know. Python is very, very useful, and it's used literally everywhere. And it's also the easiest and the most fun language to use, in my opinion. So I've had more fun using Python than C or C# or C++. Black Friday. Thanksgiving? Think Black Friday is Thanksgiving? Oh, you better start saving up now. I think you would be able to, if you're able to save up you know, enough for like, you know, $1,200. I think you could build a pretty solid PC for $1,200. Okay, well, let's see. Japanese is going. I have actually switched over to JPDB from Anki like these past couple of days, or this past week. Me and another guy, we went to go try out JPDB, so that's what I'm doing now, watching YouTube and JPDB and reading. That's about it. So I think it's going fine. I don't need it for anything, so I'm in no big rush. Yeah, and since you love Python, you'll be fine. Python is solid. I actually started using for JPDB. I actually started using the DEX. I would say the SRS. The concept of the SRS for JPDB is better than Anki, if it works the way that it's supposed to. So the way JPDB explains their DEX is that the interval changes based on when you grade it and when you do it. So say for example in Anki, if you miss a day in Anki, you are punished by having like 2 times the amount of reviews the next day. JPDB, if you set your review count to 100, even if you miss a day, your review count is still going to be 100. It's just going to show you those cards that you had missed, and depending on how you grade it, it's going to adjust based on that missed day. So it's supposed to be a dynamic machine learning algorithm that adjusts based on you, which it's just cool, you know. And they got AI built into it. Skidding. I've actually never heard of the term skidding. Well, I can see that there's, you know, I can imagine if you're just coding and you have no idea what's happening with the coding, with the code, you're gonna introduce a bunch of bugs, a bunch of errors, and a bunch of issues are gonna occur. So, if you don't know code and you just ask ChatGPT to code for you, that can cause issues. However, if you can code and if you can read the code, more importantly, if you can read the code and understand what's happening, I think it's fine. But I think a lot of the sentiment comes from people have spent their thousands of hours grinding away, becoming experts at code, and all of a sudden somebody with, you know, a couple hours of ChatGPT knowledge is coming in and saying, I am an expert at code as well. So I don't think people really like that. But I like it because you can use it to ask questions about code. You can ask why things are done this way, so on and so forth. There's just so many different things you can do with it. It's crazy. Oh, definitely, Jared. I feel you. I haven't missed a day of SRS. Unfortunately, I've missed Anki because I've stopped doing Anki, but I haven't missed a day of SRS for a while now. So I think as long as you're a trained Anki user, that discipline kind of rolls over to JPDB. My biggest thing is I just don't want to mine cards anymore. That's the biggest thing. Mining cards for me just breaks kind of the immersion, and even though it's not too hard, it just breaks the immersion for me. So if I have JPDB and I'm just slowly grinding away at the cards, since I don't have a time limit right now, eventually I'm gonna go through all of the cards that are in the ReZero book, and I will have quote unquote learned all of the vocabulary needed. So I don't have to mine anymore. I just had to, blindly do JPDB, hopefully, and just read and watch YouTube, and I should be fine. That is the beauty of it. Alright guys, well, it's been a nice time talking. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do have to head out though, because I gotta wake up early tomorrow and do some additional things, but I will be streaming sometime next week, and yeah, so yeah, I'll catch you guys around sometime. And yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jared, on that one. So with that note, I'm gonna be off here and see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.